This is Blocky. He is a contestant from a very popular web series called Battle for Dream Island, and I have noticed something very strange about him. Let me explain. Throughout the many seasons of the show, Blocky hosts this little prank show called Blocky's Funny Doings International.
Here's another prank, but this one involves ice cube instead of bubble. Just take an ice cube recovery center and just carry it over to the edge of a cliff, maybe with a tree. Yeah, with a tree, definitely. Yeah, that's mandatory. And attach a spring from the tree to the ice cube recovery center, and then melt ice cube. Melting your cubes already? Okay, good. Ice cube is recreated in the ice cube recovery center. She'll weigh it down, and ice cube recovery center will tilt down off the cliff, and ice cube will fall out, and she'll crash at the bottom of the cliff. And ice cube is recreated in the ice cube recovery center. She'll weigh it down, and ice cube recovery center will tilt down off the cliff. Cycle repeats. Yeah, isn't that cool? Pretty funny.
But I don't think what he's doing are pranks. What he's really doing is killing people and pretending them to be pranks. You don't believe me? Then this is the Blocky murder cover-up theory. Now, like I said before, Blocky hosts a prank show called Blocky's Funny Doings International. But for some odd reason, most of his pranks revolve around him repeatedly killing someone or has something to do with death in a way. Some of his more well-known pranks include dropping Fiery into a lake a bunch of times, boiling Teardrop, giving Gelatin a wooden spaceship, and, in the clip before, throwing Ice Cube off a cliff a bunch of times. He also says that recovery centers are his inspiration for his pranks, as mentioned in BFB 12.
I've actually been thinking of doing more pranks, but, recovery centers, my inspiration.
They're your inspiration, you say? I wonder why. Also, in BFDI 15, announcer has something hidden under a tarp. And take a look at what Blocky says on what he thinks is under the tarp.
To guess what's under this blanket.
Bonus points. Version of Dream Island. Previously eliminated contestant. Dead body.
A dead body. Why would he think that a dead body was under the tarp? Now, and this might be more of a hypothesis, but maybe, just maybe, Blocky might have killed the hypothetical dead body. And yeah, I know it wasn't actually a dead body, but still. And that isn't even the most convincing part of this theory. By far, the biggest piece of evidence to Blocky being some kind of murderer is the most recent episode of BFDI, BFDIA 15. Spoilers to BFDIA 15, by the way.
Body steers onto the skillet, and you've got an a teardrop boiling. Isn't that hilarious?
And this prank is under review by the Blocky's Funny Doings Investigation Agency.
An entire investigation agency dedicated to finding out Blocky's funny doings. Maybe his funny doings aren't so funny after all. Look at it! It even says, hold him accountable. By the way, we aren't even scratching the surface, because Blocky isn't the only one killing everyone. This is where the second part of our theory comes in. Now, there's about a few people we can identify as to working with Blocky at some point. To get them out of the way, the two most obvious people are definitely Pen and Eraser. It definitely makes sense considering that they're all best friends. And we can also see that Eraser helps set up one of his pranks. Another obvious character that I might have worked with Blocky is Woody, considering that he goes on to continue the international funny doings. But there is one more character that could have worked with Blocky, and it's a bit more of a less obvious one, but I think it's Lie. I know that sounds stupid, but you gotta hear me out on this one. In BFB 5, after Lie gets eliminated, she goes on this whole speech on why she assembled Death Pact in the first place.
Join this team. I thought I could put my traumatic killing past behind me. So many of my hours and so much of my willpower was spent on saving instead of murdering.
Maybe Lie killed people because Blocky forced her to. Heck, I think they still work together. Cause in that exact same scene, you can see Lie helping out Blocky from a cliff. They still work together! Okay, calm yourself down, Squidiabot. Oh, and there's already a few other people that might be connected to this as well. But there isn't really enough evidence around those guys, so I won't count them in this video. Okay, I think I have one more piece of evidence. Let's go back to the investigation agency for a moment. Who actually started it? If someone was able to start up an agency dedicated to finding out what Blocky's up to, it has to be someone that is personally connected with him. And I think I might know who it is. If you look at the logo very closely, you can see a little square with two legs in the magnifying glass. We only know one square, two-legged character in the BFDI universe. It's Ice Cube. Come on, we all knew it was. I mean, it makes sense. Ice Cube was involved in one of Blocky's most famous pranks. And as we all know, Ice Cube wants revenge. So, she set up an entire organization dedicated to figuring out Blocky's pranks and such. Just to get her revenge from Blocky repeatedly throwing her off a cliff all those years ago. And that, my friends, is the Blocky murder cover-up theory. May you never think the same about Blocky ever again. Subscribe and get Dr. Pepper.